Arctic blast coming down from Canada. I'm hoping the New Mexico DOTs, hope they're excited to see me this time. That's kind of the equivalent of a Super Bowl ring in the trucking industry. I don't think that was on purpose. I think somebody camping down there. Just picked up another one. We're at the scales here. But I've moved my fifth wheel up, so I might have some different weights. Still 11, still under 12, still under 30. I didn't move it enough. I was hoping to be just over 12 on the steers and maybe like 31 or 32 on the
merge onto I-35 south.
Drives.
For about 29 miles, continue straight.
Same TA in Wellsville to get the scale tickets. I'm going to go pass that to the Loves, and I'm going to see if they can just do like just grease some fittings. I noticed the grease fitting on the top of my power steering gearbox has, I don't know if they used an incompatible like grease and the grease is liquefied, or if I've got a little bit of power steering fluid that's seeping out of there, but the grease it doesn't look like grease. So I think that might be some of the issue of why I'm having a little bit of play in the steering. I don't have any of those grease fittings. It's one of them you gotta press in, and all they have is the screw-in ones, so. I was just thankful they filled it up with grease, because he was able to get grease down in there and it was coming out everywhere. But then there's also grease coming back out the top of it. So I can already feel a difference. It feels better. We're on Highway 50. We're out, I think, about 30 or 40 miles from Spearville, that truck stop. Or last time I was coming through, we got caught in that snowstorm. It looks a lot different when there's not snow everywhere. There is supposed to be another snowstorm coming through. It's supposed to be tomorrow. I saw a couple weather YouTubers that were covering this storm system. They're saying it looks like the worst thing they've seen since like Snowmageddon, whenever the whole state of Texas and I guess a lot of Louisiana, they probably got snow in Florida that time, but when the Texas power grid was at risk of, collapsing, they said it's the worst system they've seen since then. It's a big Arctic blast coming down from Canada. I forgot I hadn't showed I didn't even subscribe. That kind of tells YouTube that it's okay to show the videos to more people. I've stopped doing the longer videos. I feel like that was just too much. Like, it's a lot for people to watch a 45 minute to an hour long video. Some of my earlier videos were, I mean, I think they were like coming close to like an hour and 15 minutes. So I've cut that out, and I'll just focus on, I'll try to keep everything to maybe 15 to 30 minutes. A few of them may get over the 30-minute mark, but for the most part I'm going to try to do shorter videos and kind of respect people's time a little more. I know people have a lot to do, and since TikTok has come out, people's attention spans are shrinking. For a second there, I couldn't tell if that blade was turning onto this road or leaving them. I guess he's going the same way we are.
At the stop sign, turn left onto US 56.
It says take brake smiley in the white trash. It says smiley that power drives all the fat chicks at Cargill.
No, it's Big Daddy Smiley in this fucking white truck, dog.
I thought that was clear.
So we're
Drinking.
I'm able to see where the blade is just by looking at the GPS. I can see, I mean, I know they're up here, and they're
Hey, Bobby, where you going?
it's red all the way. I've been
I'm
watching
gonna be in
it.
Peterbilt in the morning.
I've been watching it back up. I guess, I don't know if they're trying to make the turn on the 54. Sure, I know they're not turning into Loves. They can't be turning into Loves. If they're turning into Loves with that thing, I'm not going to Loves. Got some trains hanging out over there. I'm assuming they're... can't see it, but it seems like things are moving now. They probably got turned on the 54, I'm guessing. But nobody wants to park in there. Everybody's already...
See you more later.
They already got the creative parking. I'd like to park just on this little edge. I don't know if I go in there if I can get turned around. I think I'm just going to park on the edge right here. Doing a little blind side into there. Looks like I got enough room for 3 trucks to back in, so shouldn't be too hard. I think there's less of a chance of getting blocked in being out on the edge right here. I mean, it's a marked spot, I think. It looks like it was marked at one point. Maybe they got rid of this spot. I don't know. Let's go walk around. So, there's the load. Same thing we've had the last couple times. When I was looking at Love's, I guess they changed their mind on their parking lot striping. I was lined up with this one over here. I just moved. I'm on top of that one now. But everything's riding good. It's about as far back as we can get. Yeah, so I think New Mexico is going to be pretty happy with me. I got the flags back here clipped in down in this area. So they were clipped in up here, and they'd get trapped back behind this sign. So I got them like that on both sides. I'm hoping the New Mexico DOTs, hope they're excited to see me this time. Or excited to see my flags. It's supposed to get down to 0 overnight. I'm not sure why, but there's a ton of four-wheelers that just drive through this parking lot. It's the Loves and Liberal. Like they all come from that direction, they come right across and leave through that. Maybe this is, I don't know, a shortcut through town. See, there goes another one. They're going the other way. So all the four-wheelers, there's another four-wheeler. Like, there's, I mean, I've probably seen 10 or 12 of them. I just parked here. I mean, they're just constantly flying through the parking lot. Maybe it's a shortcut to get around some red light, is what I'm assuming. But it's supposed to be 0 degrees here. And I'm sure the wind, it's supposed to be really windy. The wind chill is going to be, I'm sure it'll be like close to -15 or -20. So I'm going to dump some of that anti-gel in the fuel tanks. I got tanks are half full. And I filled up in Kansas. But it's not like North Dakota. Their winter blend is probably not ready for 0 or -15 wind chill. And the wind chill does make a difference, even on equipment. It's not just on humans. Your fuel's gonna be worse when it's windy, you know, based on the wind chill. Engines, everything's worse with the wind chill. So if you were cold, if you were an object that was colder than the wind, like if the wind chill, like if the temperature was 0, and you were an object that was -20 and the wind chill was at -15, at that point it's probably not wind chill relative to you. It's because it's a warming effect, so it's melting or it's warming you up. Any object that's warmer than the temperature outside, wind chill has an effect on it. Okay, so cold front's coming through. It's dropping throughout the... Yeah, so it's going to be getting colder all throughout the day. And the snow's not going to start until 10 or 11 p.m. But even at 22 or 21 degrees, like I don't have the engine fan on. My coolant, and I'm running it, it's about 850 RPMs. Coolant temp's 159. It should be more like 185 to 190. I mean, and I've had the engine, I didn't just crank the truck up. It's been running all night.
You have 11 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
We'll top off the fuel tanks. We got a little over half tanks right now. It's good to keep as little air in those tanks as possible in the wintertime. The more of a air pocket you have above wherever your fuel level's at, that can all produce condensation, and then you end up with more water. That's why they sell all the water, you know, stuff that gets water out of your diesel tanks. I think I might have figured out the problem with my YouTube channel. I was watching a different truck driver's channel yesterday, and she had 150,000 views on this one video, and she was just, I don't even think she said anything. She had a camera that was filming her while she was sleeping, I guess, and she woke up, and then she got dressed, and then she started driving the truck. I don't think she said a word. I think she made coffee. That's what I need to start doing. I need to start getting dressed on camera. I'll start filming in the sleeper berth more. I could get undressed and then I could get dressed and see which one performs better on YouTube. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to watch me get dressed or undressed more. Maybe there's something else going on there. I think maybe she was a little easier to look at than I am.
Turn right onto East Pancake Boulevard.
Alright, we're going to Pancake Boulevard, I guess. This is the road all those four-wheelers were cutting through to get onto. I'm guessing it's because of this red light down here. It's probably a long light.
113 miles. Continue straight.
It's a really long red light here. It's got multiple cycles, like turn lanes from every way. That's why everybody uses the Love's parking lot. So right now I'm going for the Pilot in Santa Rosa. That Love's is it was a disaster last time I was in there, so I've still got post-traumatic stress from that visit, so I'm gonna avoid going back in there, at least for a little while. Guess we should slow down. We're going like 10 over. I was just following the lead of this truck in front of me there. It's 30 miles an hour through here. We're only going 40, so it doesn't feel like you're going that fast, but you're still 10 over, 25%, or I guess that'd be 33%. Yeah, that's the only bad thing about this route I take for this trip is so Emporia, I got all kind of traffic lights to get through, a lot of stop and go. And then here in Liberal, a lot of stop and go. Alamogordo, I guess there's a little bit, not too much. I'm sure they're going to be open. They don't seem to ever close this place. But it's not too bad. Got all my flags flapping. Hopefully she's impressed. Yeah, I think I can already see trucks out the road waiting to get in there. No, maybe he was just stopped on the shoulder. Yeah, they're open. He was stopped before maybe he had to fix something on his truck. Maybe he was worried. Maybe he was sliding his tandems or something. Okay, there's another DOT, 2 DOTs. I wonder if the DOT officers are easier on the trucks that say DOT on them. She didn't even want me to roll over the scales this time. About as good as it could have gone. Pretty soon we're going to be on a first name basis. She might end up being my favorite DOT officer before too long. She was a lot easier on me. She didn't ask for my IFTA this time. registration and the permit. And she was giving me some advice about the weather. She was telling me that they got snow coming. She said the winter storm is coming from the west, so it's a different system than the system that's hitting East Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, the eastern side of Kansas. Tucumcari is going to get hit the worst. So I told her I'm going to try to end up in Deming this evening. So we made it through Tucumcari, made it through Santa Rosa. We're about a mile away from Lalos and Vaughn. I think I'm just going to keep going though. We're just going to go down to that little Allsups down in Alamogordo. Or I may just shoot straight for Deming. I didn't talk to him. I talked to White Sands Range Control. I listened to their little recording. They've got everything open. All the main highways are open except they're doing something. They've got so they had internal roadblocks within the range, but
At the next stop sign, turn right.
70 and 380 are open all day. She seemed to be warming up to me, that's for sure. We see each other every week, so maybe we're already dating a little bit. All of our dates are just in her way station. She may not see it that way though. I'm not sure. I didn't look and see if she had a ring on her finger. I'll check next time I'm in there. I don't know if that would be a conflict of interest for a trucker to date or marry a DOT officer. Because you think she could go easier on me than other drivers. You know, she might let me off the hook where another driver, she'd write him up for something. Or I guess I could go the other way though. If things didn't work out, I'd never be able to go through that way station again. I'd have a level 1 inspection every single time. And no stickers. If you're not a trucker, when you get a level 1 inspection, that's like the full, they look everything over. I mean, they crawl into your truck and check every single thing. And then if you pass, they give you a sticker, like I got one in the corner of the truck over there. I'll never get rid of that one. That's from probably 3 years ago. But that's kind of the equivalent of a Super Bowl ring in the trucking industry. Let me know in the comments if you think it'd be a good idea for a truck driver to date a DOT officer. already confused children, they wouldn't know what to think. They wouldn't know there's.
In 1 mile, turn left.
They wouldn't know if they're supposed to be rooting for Batman or the Joker. But they do say opposites attract, so we could certainly argue like a married couple. We've already got that down.
Turn left.
There'd be a little unbalanced power in that relationship, though. She's like, if you piss me off, I'm
For about 78 miles, continue straight.
just gonna have you arrested. I'll put you in jail. I don't know if DOT actually arrests people. I feel like if somebody needs to be arrested, they can get the right police officer out there to do the arresting for them. I'm gonna stay open to it. I'm not gonna say no. We'll say that's a maybe. Just have to wait and see what happens. She was way friendlier, I think, because she didn't, like last time I came through there, she had 3 other people in there other than me, and she had, I mean, there was just tons of trucks backed up in the way station and everything. So this time it was just me and her. I don't know what they got going on up here. Looks like maybe they're doing a controlled burn or something. I mean, it's not too often this area gets rain, but there's rain, you know, it's raining north of here, it's sleeting north of here, and it's raining south of here down there, Alamogordo. So I'm still about 110 miles out from Alamogordo. I mean, that might not be on purpose. I don't know. It's pretty close to the railroad tracks. And these, you know, I don't know what kind of businesses these are. Somewhere up near here, there's like a trucking graveyard. Or like a junkyard kind of thing. Oh, looks like it's near an RV park. Yeah, there's RVs. I don't think that was on purpose. I think somebody camping down there started a fire and it got out of control. Wow. Huh. And you got all these windmill blades. That would be an expensive fire if that thing takes out a bunch of windmill blades or towers. This is not really a bad area to drive through. It's kind of reminds you of like old westerns. I mean, just the landscape and stuff. Or it reminds you of the apocalypse. Like testing nuclear weapons and that kind of stuff. I could definitely live in an area like this, just off the grid. It'd be a slower pace of life, probably a better pace of life. I think the internet's been I mean, it's been good to get information. I mean, information flows real quick, but I think it flows too quick nowadays. I think always staring at your cell phone, that's probably not real good for you. If you keep up with the tech industry, I mean, I think tech executives, like, I don't think they let their children on social media. I think they're pretty opposed to that for their own children.